Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today for you, I have my first Worth a Buy or Nah foundation review. I'm so excited. We are back with foundation reviews. I think it's been about a month. So today we're gonna go ahead and start off with the Nars Natural Radiant Long Wear Foundation. So I'm excited to try this. I know it says Radiant, so I'm not expecting this to be an oil-free foundation or anything like that. We're just gonna test and see how it wears on the skin, and we're gonna test and see how it does on somebody that has oily skin. Even though I know what I'm getting myself into, I know it's Radiant. I have oily skin, so I understand that it may not work for me, but I'm just excited to try it because I've heard a lot of people really love this foundation. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, per usual, with our Estee Lauder Day Wear Matte Moisturizer. And we're just gonna apply this all over. And then what we're gonna be doing is we are going to be applying the foundation. Let's go ahead and open this. This is in the shade Vanuatu. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I will have it in the description box. And this is medium 3.5. And this is what the bottle looks like in case you guys are wondering. It has 1 ounce, so that's good. It has like the standard size. And then we're gonna go ahead and just apply it onto the skin. So you guys know the drill. If you're new to my channel, you probably don't know the drill, but what I like to do is test it with a sponge and test it with a brush on the other side. So this is what it looks like. It's moving a little bit, but it's nothing too crazy. It feels more of like a moussey consistency. It's not too wet, which I like because that kind of lets me know that it's not going to be like super sheer. And now I'm going to take my Morphe sponge. I'm trying out a new sponge. It isn't the one that Jaclyn Hill was raving about. I hated that sponge by Morphe. It was awful. So I'm trying this one that looks more like a beauty blender. I'm so sad because it's about to get really dirty. Wow, it's actually covering right away. Yeah, that is really nice. And the sponge didn't absorb too much of the product, which is always a good thing. I like that. Wow, it looks super, super good on the skin. Do you see that? And that's just with one layer. Like, I'm super impressed. Do you see how good that looks? Foundation, no foundation. It doesn't make my skin look like I'm wearing a lot of foundation, and it also doesn't make it look like I'm caked up or anything like that. And it looks nice and smooth on my texture. Because I feel like when it's too thick, because I do have texture, it tends to like bring out that texture and it really enhance it, but this doesn't. And I'm just gonna take a little bit more up top because I missed some little spots, and that's gonna be it. Like I mentioned, I'm really into the whole just natural look, not using too much product, because I feel like the more makeup you use on the skin, the more it's gonna clog your pores and the more it's gonna cause you to break out and just have reactions to certain products. I feel like ever since I started having skin issues the past year and a half, I realized that I needed to cut down on applying so much foundation, and I noticed that it does make a difference. It just makes my skin feel better. Even when I'm wearing foundation, yes, I'm wearing it, but I still feel like it's my skin and it's not like too much product on the skin, which is super, super important to me. For every day, I would have to say this is really good. Even for like events, it would probably be nice, but I just have to see how it wears all day long. But for everyday use, I feel like this is perfect. You can still see a little tiny bit of redness, but we can always go back and fix that. And I just feel like today my redness is really crazy, so that's why I may look crazy. Okay, and now for the other side, we're going to be using our brush. So you guys saw it did really well with the makeup sponge. I'm super impressed. This sponge I like so much better. This sponge I like so much better than the other Morphe sponge. I feel like it reminds me a lot of the Beauty Blender, and I like the fact that it has these two sides where you can hold it. And I also like the fact that you can use that to kind of snatch your bake if you're baking. I don't bake that often, but it's a good multitask brush. And then when you place it like on your vanity or whatever, it sits up. So it's really cool. So now we're gonna move on to this side. So for this side, we're gonna be using the brush. And I'm using my Delium Tools Precise Kabuki. I love this brush right now. It's so soft, and I like that it's not as stiff as some of my other brushes. This is like my new Kabuki obsession. I have a discount code that you guys can use. I don't make any money off of it. It's just a discount code that Delium Tools offered specifically for my subscribers that they have going on a promotion on their site. It ends on January 31st. So I will have the coupon code down below. I really think you should check out this foundation brush. It's from their new Golden Triangle collection. If you're looking for a new Kabuki, this is the one to pick from because it's just so soft, precise, and you can see it blends out foundation so incredibly beautifully. Okay, I have to say that I kind of like the look of the brush side better. I feel like the brush was able to cover more than this side right here. You guys saw how red this cheek was, and it's completely covered. On this side, for some reason, I can still see a little bit of redness still peek through. And I think it's because I'm really dissecting my face that I can really see up close what it looks like. And I just feel like this side, it covered better than this side. So I feel like for something that's more of a natural finish, a more natural foundation, you're going to want a brush or something that's going to give you more of that coverage that you're getting out of, as opposed to a sponge, which may absorb a little bit of that coverage. So I think I like this side better. They both look really nice nonetheless. I'm just gonna stick to this much because I feel like once everything that you need to be covered is covered, you don't need to go mess with it. And I'm just gonna bring my mirror closer to me so I can see what's going on with the foundation. It looks very, very natural. Like, you can definitely tell that it looks more perfected, but it still just looks natural on the skin. As for the radiance aspect, I feel like it gives me a normal finish. Like, it doesn't give me a dewy. I was expecting me to look really luminous and dewy, but it doesn't give me a dewy finish, and it obviously doesn't give me a matte finish. It just gives me a normal finish, something really in between, which gives me hope that I'm not gonna get super dewy throughout the day. I am gonna go in and just set it a little bit, but just seeing it like this gives me hope that it's gonna be okay. I feel like it doesn't look like it's like, oh my God, she's oily or anything crazy. It looks really good on the skin, and that's something that I like. I feel like this is more for me an everyday foundation, but maybe it could be a really good like event foundation, but like I mentioned earlier, I have to see how it wears. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'll come back as soon as I'm done and give you guys my thoughts on how it works with my products, and then see how it ended up setting on my skin, and then we can go ahead and start our day so we can figure out if this Nars Natural Radiant Finish Foundation is worth a buy or not. So stay tuned. Okay, so I am back and I did a full beat today. So I wanted to do something intense. If you're wondering what I have on my lip, I have on the Karuchi and Colourpop collection, Lychee Me, and where's the other one? I just had it. And Chai. So Lychee Me is the gloss and Chai is the matte lipstick. Both of them together are freaking gorgeous. I'm gonna have them linked down below. I think they're on sale for like $4.50. I'm not sure, but if not, they're like $6. So this is good collection, and you guys know that I've been obsessed with Colourpop liquid lipsticks lately. They've just been giving me so much life. So if you guys have any recommendations on bomb Colourpop lipsticks, then let me know so I can go check them out and purchase. Okay, so let's get straight to the makeup. So I am wearing the foundation. It's probably been about an hour and a half. That's how long it took me to do this face. It's because I was watching TV, so I was like distracted. But I went ahead and used blush, bronzer, concealer. Everything worked out so beautifully with the foundation. I used my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I figured it would be a Nars face day since we went ahead with the Nars foundation. So I really liked it. I feel like color-wise, this color is great for me. I really like how it blends in with everything else. I feel like it's the perfect winter shade. Now, I must say that in the summer, this is probably gonna be a little too light for me because I'm gonna get darker in the summer. But you guys know what I like to do as of lately, and that is just grabbing my Benefit Professional Matte Rescue. And what I go ahead and do is I just kind of put a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I apply just in the areas where I tend to get really oily. And then I go in with my sponge. I'm just gonna go on the other side. And I'm just gonna push that in. And we are just going to lock those little areas in. I'm gonna take a little bit more and put it on my T-zone. And if you watched my last video, which is my everyday makeup routine, which I'm gonna have linked up here, you can see the reason why I do this is just because I feel like it does a really good job of keeping my makeup locked in. And even though it's a primer and it's supposed to go under, I find that me doing this technique after I apply the foundation really locks the foundation in, and that will be enough for us to go ahead and start our day and see how this foundation does. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my day because obviously the foundation is looking really great, super skin-like, super gorgeous, and that's definitely a good sign. It is now noon, so I'm gonna come back at the very end of the day and give you guys my thoughts, let you guys know how it wore throughout the day, if I had any problems, if it was clinging onto texture, which it's not doing right now. It's not clinging onto any of my texture. It looks very fresh and just very beautiful, so I'm really happy about that. So I will be back in a few hours to let you know how this is working. Okay, so I am back. It is now 7 p.m. and I think I have some really good thoughts on this new Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation for you guys. So first, I want to start off with how it looks on my skin. So right away, you can see that there's a little bit of oil peeking through right around my nose right here. Everything else looks really good, surprisingly. I was really scared that it was going to get just really like glowy and out of hand real quick. And I mean, I wasn't going to be surprised because it's like a radiant natural finish foundation, but I'm actually really pleasantly surprised with how good it did considering my skin is oily. So you can see that it right there were the only areas where it got oily. And you guys know that I always get oily right here on my smile lines, and because I used my Professional Matte Rescue by Benefit Cosmetics and that trick that I showed you guys, this did not get oily. My T-zone is perfect. I think that this is friendly for all different types of skin types. I feel like it definitely is one of those formulas that caters to all sorts of skin types. It's that perfect, like moussey, lightweight consistency. It's not super, super runny, where on people that have the oily skin, it's gonna look super glowy, but it's not like thick or nasty like that, where for people that have dry skin, it's gonna be like, oh my God, this is like breaking my skin apart. So I think that's a really good positive in this foundation, that it does cater to different types of skin tones and different types of skin types. It does have a large range of colors, which is another good thing. But I must say that I did notice that in some areas, like right around here, the product is kind of coming off, so you can start to see my redness peek through. In the beginning, you guys can see I had a lot of intense redness, and it still did a good job of covering all that redness, even just with one layer. So the coverage right away was great, but through the hours, it's definitely going to wear off a little bit because it's more of that lightweight, not so thick consistency. So I would say that if you're looking for a full coverage, something that's gonna stay on, like locked in, this isn't gonna be the foundation for you. But if you're looking for something and you already have like that great skin, you're so lucky, then this is probably gonna look really good on you. So I feel like it's just really preference. If you're somebody that already has a lot of foundations, like different types of foundations, and you have tinted moisturizers that are super pigmented, then you do not need this, because you're just gonna be wasting $50 for something similar that you may already have at home. Like for example, my First Aid Beauty skin tint, it reminds me of this. If I want just that natural full coverage look, this is what I would go to. And it's a little bit cheaper than me using the Nars. Now, that doesn't take away from the fact that this is great stuff, but if you don't need to spend the money, you really shouldn't spend the money on this foundation. So those are just my final thoughts. So if you guys have tried out this new Nars foundation, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you're digging it or if you're not digging it. And also, if you haven't tried it, are you interested in trying it after what I said? I just love to hear what you guys have to say. So let's go ahead and start a conversation down below. And if you enjoy watching my worth it buy or not videos here on YouTube, then please go ahead and thumbs this video up. And if you guys have any other suggestions for future foundation reviews, then please let me know what they are so I can go ahead and get to it and order some foundations and do more reviews for you guys. And like I mentioned, I have 2 more foundations to review currently in my makeup room. They're both drugstore, so that's positive. Positive, positive. They're not gonna be $50 like this one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stop talking because I don't want to talk your head off, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.